All right, well, here we go. This is episode 9 of the Metal Block. How in the world did we get to number 9? I guess I guess we all just like to talk about metal. You know, I think we have to have a good ability to just chit chat back and forth to be able to keep it going. But it's been great, and I love the guys I'm hanging out with every single week, and you guys know them. It is Scary Greg and Brutal Brando. Scary Greg, say hello.
Hey, good evening or good day, whatever time it is for you when you're listening. Blockheads, don't mean to steal your term there, Brando, but
No,
hope
I
everybody's
like
doing
it.
good. Yeah, nice, good. I'm stealing it.
All right, Brando.
What's up, blockheads? Another day, another
There
dollar.
it is. Boom.
Yeah, Brandon came up with the blockheads, and he uses it every day, and it is definitely stuck. And I mean, I'm a blockhead.
Are you?
You bet I am. Listen
That sounds fun.
I listen
Cool.
every week.
That's right. We all three do, baby.
Yeah.
Just
Come join the club. Be a blockhead.
That's right. Come hang out with us. We enjoy the company for sure.
Brandon will send you a guitar pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The first person to request a guitar pick from us will get a guitar pick. Just send us a message on social media, one way or another. We've got an email address if you want to send us an email address.
We have an email. We have an email address.
We do.
Do
yeah, it is.
Anybody checking that shit?
Yeah, I've been looking at it. We don't get anything. We don't.
Nice.
You know. I mean, I will let you know when we get a message, but it is Metal Block Talks, like talks at gmail.com. Metal Block Talks at gmail.com.
And
That
that's
was clear.
TOX, right?
TALKS.
Yeah. I think it's loud and clear.
Dead.
Loud and clear.
That's too funny. But yeah, reach out to us, request the guitar pick, and we'll get you a guitar pick. So, I guess now that we got that out of the way, figured out a promotion of the week. You know, this is how it's going to be. We're going to have to give out guitar picks every week. They're going to be beating down the doors. We want our guitar pick.
I'm gonna have to ask for a raise.
I know. Hey, boss, can you pay me in guitar picks, please? Oh, that's pretty good.
$1.23 raise.
Got to buy some more picks. Oh, so we found out though through the process of looking at these guitar picks that Brandon plays with around a 0.7 on the, is that millimeter? 0.7 millimeter?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So, and I was looking at the ones that I like to play with, and they're like 1.3, 1.4. And we realized that there was quite a difference between the two of those. Brandon said I used a 2x4.
And you don't use picks when you play bass, right? You always play with your fingers, right?
Right, yeah. The bass is the fingers.
So you're talking about just guitar?
Just guitar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
No.
It might have something to do with it though. Is weird as it sounds, just because like
you're used to fucking big thick strings.
Yeah, and it's like maybe having that bigger pick like helps me feel that string. I don't know. Maybe it's connected, maybe it's not. But I think somebody just introduced me.
As long as you're playing.
Right. Yeah. But enough about me playing. Let's talk about some real pros doing some playing. One of the albums.
Did you watch that game on Sunday? No.
Not that one.
leather ball. We got some leather ball going down.
Oh, that's funny. No, Rotten Sound actually. So they came out with an album. I think it was earlier this year. It's called Apocalypse. And I think that was one of the ones we all got a chance to listen to at least a few times through. Greg, you actually mentioned the length of the album. And you were like, oh, yeah, knocked it out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, 18 songs in 20 minutes. And like once I started looking at it, I was like, God damn, there's a lot of titles. But then every song is about, it's anywhere from like a minute to a minute 20 maybe. Because that's how they equate for those 2 extra minutes from the 20 minutes, 18 songs. But no, it's good. It's fast and furious. Kind of as their their formula always is. Kind of more high pitch, grind vocals. Definitely a grind album. It's I mean, it's rotten sound. It's just nonstop blast beats, double bass, extremely fast, punchy in the face grind. There's one track kind of towards the middle that like slows it down a little bit, which I know they've done that in the past on certain jams, but I enjoyed it. It was a quick punch in the face listen.
Well, you mentioned good grindcore vocals, and I'm pretty sure that's their original singer from like when they formed in 1993.
Finland?
Yep.
What is this? Yeah. Okay. I was
Kaijo?
Yeah, they're from Finland. Yeah.
Okay, so they're from Finland, and actually I'll double check. I'm sorry, but
He
Well, I
filled
saw
in.
something. Go ahead. Sorry.
He filled in and did vocals for the Nazem farewell tour a few years ago. Like, God, what was that? Like 2020? Guess it was like 10 years ago, man. It was a while back. But I watched
I remember.
I think last year, or the year before, they released the DVD. It was like a documentary and footage from the very final show, and he's doing vocals for him. And man, I mean, I know we're not talking about Nazem, but like, holy shit, that was a really cool watch.
I feel like you almost are talking about Nazem when you talk about Rotten Sound, like at least for me, because you introduced both those bands to me at the same time. So to me, they're almost like the same thought. If that makes sense.
They started coming up at about the same time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, Rotten Sound's up there for me. They're one of my favorite grindcore bands. Like the album Exit is probably my favorite grindcore album. It is so cool. This one was really good too. I liked it. Like Digital Bliss stood out. Newsflash. And to your point, it's like it is a punch in the face. It is like a relentless, delightfully vicious assault on your ear canals. Like, I don't know. I love it. I love the intensity and energy and just sheer aggressiveness of grindcore, especially Rotten Sound. They're super intense. And it's just there's so much force and precision too, for what they're doing. They do it really, really well. Like, I mean, I think it's track 3, the song Sharing so I mean, you get a good, like, I know these 3 songs in, but it's like 3 minutes, but that's when you finally get something of like a relief from the blistering blast beats, and they like sort of slow it down
they groove a
little bit.
Yeah, they have a little groove. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think I was thinking about this earlier today, and it's like, especially with Rotten Sound, there's so much force behind it, and it's so relentless that when they do hit their breakdowns and their grooves every few songs, they just seem to hit. So even though they're not like sheer breakdowns, they hit like it because it's such a change to the tone and intensity. But it's still intense, but like it just hits so hard for me, at least, when they do hit a groove riff and
you're not expecting it.
Yeah, they just bust it out, and it's like makes you make that stink face, like start headbanging and shit. Like, of course, it lasts a maximum of like 6 seconds, and then it's back into here's a drumstick up your ass intensity. Like, but I mean, I'm
that was one thing
all
that
smiles.
When you said the 6 seconds thing, that's always one thing with them. Like when they do hit that groove, I'm like, please keep going, please keep going. It's like, like, all right, never mind.
Yeah,
on to the next.
Come back and listen to it again, though.
Yes,
yeah,
that's what I was gonna say.
Hey, we've all got a minute. We've all got a minute to spare.
Right. Yeah. And here's what was actually cool. I pulled into work, and I was like, all right, I'll finish this song. And then it finished that song and started playing the next one. And I looked and I was like, oh, well, there's only 45 seconds left now. So, I'll actually finish this song now. And then I was finally like, after 3, 4, 5 songs, I said, I got to go back in here and go to work. But the singer's name, the vocalist, Mika Alto. And yes,
Alto.
Finland. So just to confirm everything we were saying, got them up on Metal Archives here. I love Metal Archives, by the way. No affiliation, but it's such a great site. It gives you, it's like a rabbit hole of information. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm on Metal Archives, actually.
Yeah. So I try to have this thing up all the time, just so as we're talking about stuff, because I like to be accurate in what we're saying, and
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
we're not. Here's the great thing about it. We're actually pretty spot on most of the time. Every now and then we'll get like an artist like who designed a cover art of something wrong, but usually between the three of us, even if one person says something, the other ones are right there to be like, no, this is the actual fact. But I love it to look it up and be like, hey, yeah, we're right. So for all y'all out there, we know our stuff.
Well,
Have you-
to interject just a little bit here, Zoomy, I think Metal Archives might be behind because Mika Alto is on guitars. It's been Kaijo Ninima, or I don't know how to say
No.
it.
after all that,
He's
Hold
been-
on. Hold
Yeah.
on. Because maybe I just clicked the wrong person. Yeah, I'm
Kaijo's
sorry.
been doing vocals for at least as long as I've been listening to them.
No. Since 1993. That's what I did. I accidentally hit the guitarist. So
Gotcha.
Brandon, see what I'm saying though? Like, that was a perfect example. I could have just set us up for all of that right there, but that was legit real. Zoomy just said it wrong, and Brandon said, "No, wait, this is the real thing." So, guys, good job.
There you go.
So
It's
yeah,
crazy
Brandon.
how detailed Metal Archives is. Like, it
Right.
is the most insane
Yeah.
thing in the world. But yeah, it is kind of tricky. You got to click the right stuff. It's got all those tabs.
Yeah, it's like every internet site. You got to click the right link to get where you want to go.
That's true. That is true how that works.
We've only been doing it for 25 years.
You'll get there.
Hey, one of these days, man. It's all right. You should see the setup here that we've got. Like, I've got this stand with my phone, and I've got plugs going into it and mics coming out of it. So, not bad for an old Norman boy like me,
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to talk about for Rotten Sound? Because I completely agree. I don't even know if I could add anything. I tried and I messed up. So, grindcore, that was actually.
I highly recommend people going back and listening to some of their older stuff too. This new one is really good, but the proper introduction to Rotten Sound is the album Exit.
Mm-hmm.
It was even produced by I'm totally gonna brutalize this, but the Mishko from Nazem. He was guitar player, lead vocalist of Nazem. Passed away or went missing in the tsunami in Thailand.
Oh my God, that's
ways
right.
back.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it was like 2003.
He was a big time producer and working on a ton of Scandinavian metal. Sound Lab Studios.
Damn.
So like he actually is the producer of Rotten Sound's Exit album. There's not a bad song on there. I mean, there's not a bad song on Apocalypse either, but Exit is my grindcore holy grail.
So,
Right on.
Brandon, it's great. I was just pulling up like the ratings of everything on their discography, and that one has the 95% rating, which I guess 95% of it, I don't know how that works, but either way, that has the highest one. And the next best highest rating is Murder Works that came out in 2002.
Yeah, it was the one right before Exit. Just while we're talking about grindcore, so I know we talk a lot about death metal, everybody, but for a long time I was very into grindcore. Two of my other favorite grindcore albums are Nazem's Human 2.0 and Gadget, the band Gadget. Funeral March is the album.
Right on.
So if you ever want to listen to some good produced, well recorded, like good sounding recording grindcore, those three albums, Nazem's Human 2.0, Rotten Sound Exit, and Gadget Funeral March, are three really good ones to check out.
Check them out. Right on.
That's all I got to say about that.
Thank you, Brandon.
No problem, man.
Now we also talked about Kublai Khan, right?
Yeah, let's definitely cover a little Kublai Khan. They are awesome band. I guess I can kick it off there since I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah.
They're from Sherman, Texas. Like a lot of their social media stuff says Kublai Khan TX or their links or even on their shirts and stuff. But yeah, Sherman, Texas, and they are a fantastic band. They're actually when you look them up, they say that they're metalcore, but I don't know. I don't even think of them as metalcore in my head. I think of them as almost like hardcore and just straight metal. But super good band. They're one of the most energetic bands I've ever seen live completely. And I know we talked about covering the album Nomad because Zoomy, you said that you were kind of checking it out. And there was actually a band that I didn't know if you guys would actually enjoy. I was kind of hesitant to even send them to you guys. Not your typical style, you know. And that's kind of like what I kept talking about with the less is more thing. I think after you listen to them maybe once or twice, you could probably hear like, you know, not insane blast beats and not this, but man, the riffs just completely pound, and the energy that they bring. And just like you were saying with that other band, just the aggression is just it's extremely refreshing. I was super stoked to find that band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the energy of the album is definitely really awesome. Now the first 3 tracks for me are like the highlight. I mean, it just starts out so strong.
Same.
In my opinion. And I mean, it doesn't like end bad by any means.
No, you're right completely. Like that's like Ant Pile and True Fear. And
True
I
Fear.
think Boom Slang. Is that one of those?
I think it's the hammering.
The Hammer.
Oh, the Hammer. The Hammer,
Yeah.
dude. The Hammer is one of their best songs. Absolutely.
Well, I really like those pinch harmonics on Empire.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Was that not awesome? And they let you hear it again and again and again, which is really cool.
Funny you said that because recently on this last tour, they played it twice in a row, and they're just like, "One more time, motherfuckers!" Like, we're bringing it back because it's just like, you know, like a minute and a half of just sick riffs and just a pounding riff, and it's just like the whole place just sets off. But just to see the crowd, like when I finally got to see them in concert in Lawrence, and every human in that venue was just like losing their voice to every single lyric, and they paused just like your start and stop, Zoomy. Like they would pause the music when they normally would keep playing, and the whole crowd, he just, you know, instead of saying it, it's those big like call outs he does, like the whole crowd screaming the entire word for word, you know, just whatever it is. It's just, damn, it's so good. There's a lot of parts in the Hammer that they do with that. They opened with that. And I don't know. They opened they played right before Thy Art Is Murder. And, you know, Thy Art is huge. And I felt bad for them going on stage after Kublai Khan. They just ripped the roof off. But yeah, they have another album. What was it? It was in 2019.
Absolute.
I think it's Absolute. That's it. It is phenomenal. It honestly, I think overall, that's a better album to me. It's got like more like 9 songs that I'll listen to nonstop, but I do listen to those first 3 Zoomy are mine. I agree. Those are the best on the album.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I guess they're just a good old-fashioned metalcore band, right? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what their title is. I mean, I kind of call them I would call them hardcore. That's like my version of trying to explain
they're kind of
them.
exactly what I think of. Like they is hardcore. Like
same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys look at that link I sent you with his mosh call about guacamole?
Oh, no, I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, I guess dude, I didn't either.
Okay, maybe it didn't go through, but I gotta send you guys some videos of his mosh calls out. He's like, "I want you to turn this place into some guacamole." Just his mosh call outs are so badass. Like I'll have to send you clips of him. They are so funny to me. And he does a lot of barking, like during the Hammer, and it's like dun dun dun, like those parts. He's like, like these barks at the mic and like barks at the crowd a bunch. Like he must have done it 100 times in Lawrence, and for some reason I never thought it was cringy like I would other bands. I don't know why. I was like, yeah, bark away, let's go. But
I brought some treats.
Like I will walk you.
Yeah, that's
Matt Honeycutt
that's pretty cool.
Is the vocalist, and I've got a man crush on Matt Honeycutt, the vocalist, big time.
What a cool name.
I know, he's the coolest.
Oh man, Greg's in love.
I am, dude. I love them. They were my most listened to band last year on Spotify.
Nice.
Yeah, did you see it on your Wrapped?
I did. We had this talk. Yep.
Oh yeah, you sent it through the text. That's right. You sent the screenshot.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Zoomy, do you have a service that you listen to that does the same thing?
You know what? I use YouTube Music is what I use for my my just regular whenever I go and look stuff up. Should I say that right now, or should I say that I use Spotify all the time?
No, tons of people talk shit on Spotify on podcasts. Good.
Okay, well, it's not that I don't like Spotify. It's just that I pay for YouTube, and I can go and I can choose what albums I want to listen to, and
Well,
I can download them if I want to download them or
I've been
not.
paying for
But
10 years to Spotify. We're good.
yeah. So, anyways, I just stream from YouTube usually. And Brandon, I think they do have some sort of summary, but I may have skipped out of it and I didn't actually look into it to see what it was. But one thing that's really good about the YouTube music is it's all music. It's actually I think they're about to migrate podcasts and stuff over, so it may start to get a little bit more crowded. But usually, like everything,
there's no podcasts.
Not there now. Like they're about to do away with Google Podcasts, and whenever they do away with Google Podcasts, then they'll be like migrating all that stuff over to YouTube, I believe, if I'm understanding it right. So I'm guessing it's probably all going to be on the same app, just like Spotify has all their stuff on the same app. Anyway, long story short, right now it's really easy for me to see what I'm listening to most of the time because I have it all in like my recents, and it stores like 20 things, whether it's a song or it's an album. And so I like to store albums in there, and then I'll go back into the album and find either the song I like or listen to the whole album again.
Nice.
But to answer your question, Brandon, I don't know who it is that I listen to the most. And I kind of wonder now that you say it, because I'll listen to the same song like over and over and over again. And sometimes it isn't even any of the stuff that we talk about, Sometimes it might actually be like, I'm trying to think of, I think I was listening to a couple of Dropkick Murphy songs. And nice. I listened to a couple of those like over and over and over and over again, And so, and then I let it shuffle a little bit after that. And a lot of other little, Irish punk songs or whatever you want to call them, Boston punk songs, started kind of playing those. And I got to hear a few of these other bands too. So it does a good job of sticking to the genre that you're with whenever you chose your first song.
See, Spotify,
you know what I mean?
Spotify will throw you all over the damn place. They'll give you something way off in the middle. They're like, oh, it's got distortion. This is the same thing. And you're like, what is this? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Here's where YouTube actually does kind of the same thing, where it gets a little wild and crazy, is whenever it like plays 3 or 4 things, like it'll play the album you chose, it'll play 3 or 4 songs that are related to that, and then it'll just throw in one other song that you've played a lot. And it'll and that one really might not be close to the genre that you've been listening to, but it will after that kind of jump back on track and finish doing, like, if you chose Cannibal Corpse album, it would be back on death metal a little while, and then every now and then it would like sprinkle in some, but you like this song too, you like Pantera Cemetery Gates. So anyways, that is a lot of information about Spotify and
YouTube music.
YouTube music.
I'm on Apple Music. I pay for Apple Music. So
that's right.
But I did find that they have a replay of the year. Like it'll tell you your top band, your top songs, and all that. Like top 10, 20 bands. My top this year was Stillbirth. I listened to them more than double the amount I listened to my number 2 band. Which was Pantera.
All right.
And then Suffocation was right behind Pantera, like less than 100 minutes under. But I apparently listened to Stillbirth 3,178 minutes this year.
Oh, nice. That is very good.
Dude, that album Amadeus is like, this is my jam.
Oh, yeah. Well, you definitely earned the fan badge. I'm kind of mad that I don't know my stats, So,
I'm kind of mad.
I guess I need to figure those out, man. I want to go look, but we all know what happens if you go and you look.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you later. Podcast over.
My minutes were extremely embarrassing, but it's due to the fact that like I'll pass out to podcasts at nighttime and that shit'll play all night long, or at work, I play music all day. I'm by myself, so I play music all day long. So like looking at it, I was like, that's 9,000 minutes. That's too many. But
because you're just on like
nothing embarrassing.
Keep it rolling. That. Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
yeah. It's too much. To
go for 10 next year.
Yeah, try to.
So I am going to have to listen to the more recent album of theirs, and I think you guys said it was the Absolute.
Yeah, it's got some bangers on it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. It looks like they put out something, Lowest Form of Animal.
Yeah,
Is that just? Oh, it looks like just a little EP. Maybe
it's an EP, but it's got like by far their most popular song with the vocalist of Terror, and it's actually a song about sex workers, and it's kind of like standing up for women that are in like the sounds. It's pretty rough lyrics. You know, it's like kind of sticking up for women that are, I guess, out on the road. You know, living that rough life.
Yeah.
But it's a great song. They do like this gang vocals like trade off, and it's really really cool. You should definitely check it out.
Hey, I'm seeing
That's cool.
Seven's a single they put out this year. In April.
That
Theory
Swan
of
Song was
Mind?
the one you guys should check out. But yeah, they did put out Theory of Mind this year. It was good. It was good. I was hoping to see more stuff, and they did a teaser about a new album like coming out in 2024. They kind of did a 1, 2, 3 list of their other albums names, and then had like 4 with it blank, you know, and like it was like saying incoming. And then also they're doing that tour,
Yeah.
which you know it seems like they're headlining. Yes, I don't know if it's their. They had to have headlined before. I don't know if it's like back to headline. They said something on the flyer like, you know, saying we're back or something like that. But it's like a part 1 and it's only a section of the United States. So I'm guessing they're about to do like a massive tour, like several legs of it, you know,
Yeah.
and cover the whole US type deal.
Right.
And I know we talked about this tour last episode as well.
Yeah, we did. And that's kind of what led us into, you know, deciding, hey, let's go ahead and talk about them some more. But, you know, I was thinking, hey, Greg, I'll come up there and try to join you. But I'm hearing rumors at my job that they might do a PTO freeze for the first few months of the year. So I'm not sure quite how long that'll last.
I almost want to see. I need to look at the dates because if they don't come down to Texas, I almost want to see if they're going to do a tour with a different band after that and go down to Texas. Because as much as it'd be fun to go to the Windmill City, have a concert where arms are flying like, you know, just every inch of the venue where crowd killing's nonstop. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes being 38 and that crowd, you know, with these other band is especially why I'm saying this. But I don't know. Might be a different one to go to. You know, it might not be my scene specifically.
I see no. I'm looking at the announcement now. I see no Texas dates.
Yeah. See, I'll probably wait to come down to a Texas show, see if they put a different band on it.
Well, that sounds like we might be able to make something happen then. Hopefully they do that then. That'll be really cool because I'm definitely not going to be able to make the Kansas show just because of other stuff.
Right. Prior engagements, buddy. Life is life. We're old now.
Responsibility is lame, is what it is.
Sure is.
But hey, remember when we used to just like go play shows and hang out and didn't have a care in the world?
I sure do.
You remember all that, Brandon?
Yeah, I dream about it.
You do?
Man, those are the good old days.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. But it reminds me to pause and recognize our unofficial sponsor, which is clearly Canadian. And what made me think about it, guys, is I was thinking, like, just picture this. You've got, like, this garden with the breeze coming through, and you have laughter and, of course, brutal music playing in the background, right? So if I've got the scene going now, there's your place where you can escape your ordinary and elevate that experience with Clearly Canadian.
Nice.
Where the name says it all. 100% truth meets 100% perfection meets 100% brutality. It's crisp.
Right.
It's refreshing. You know what? It's Clearly Canadian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. We're getting so much better at having unofficial sponsors.
I will tell you, on my way home tonight, I stopped at 2 places to try to find a Clearly Canadian, and all I could find was a Clearly Mexican.
They're sold out. They're sold out.
I don't know, man. I didn't even see spots for them, so I'm gonna have to look elsewhere. I guess they don't have them in the gas stations here.
You have to go to the fancy white man grocery store.
I guess so. I'm gonna have to hit up a Kroger or an HEB or something. Woo, HEB. All right,
that's right.
Yeah, that's great. So go to Walmart is I think what we keep saying, but Texans don't go to Walmart. So everywhere else, just go to Walmart and grab yourself Clearly Canadian. 11 ounces of awesomeness. So many flavors also. What's your favorite flavor again, Greg?
I like blackberry a lot. Big strawberry fan too. Peach is good. Peach is almost good like in your mind, and then you buy it and you're like, I should have gotten strawberry.
It's just a little lighter in flavor. Is the reason why.
It is, but it's good. I love one right now.
It's not that it's bad. Oh man,
No.
I want one. I should have bought 2.
Yeah. I might buy one tomorrow morning on the way to work.
You should. It'll be a nice
They
treat.
commented back to Brandon. Brandon commented on their Facebook post, and they commented
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Thanks for the support. Yeah,
Thanks for the support, Metal Block, they said. So
that's right. That's right.
Keeping
they
us
know
hydrated.
we're here. Staying hydrated with a little fizz, a little effervescence, you know, a little tingly bubbly in your life.
What else did you guys see this week in metal news? Or listen to anything new this week?
I saw that Sepultura's calling it quits.
Yes.
Saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw that too.
That's good memory. They are doing a tour. And who are they touring with? Is it like Obituary or somebody like that?
Dude, that's a weird deal, the whole Sepultura thing, you know, like with the big black dude, you know, and they like kept it going and all that. People are still real mad about that. Every post that I see, it's like people are like, that's not the real Sepultura. Like people are still really salty about that.
Yeah, but you know, to me, it's like no different than Suffocation changing their vocalist, and the difference is one singer
It's the
didn't
Cavalier brothers. Yeah.
Well, they didn't pass the torch on to the other guy, but Igor Cavalier, he played drums for him up until, gosh, I don't know, up into the 2000s.
Yeah, did he without Max?
Yeah, without Max. So, you know, it wasn't until
Oh, that's
later.
way different. I didn't know that. I thought it was like both the brothers departed because I've never really been a big Sepultura fan. So I thought, because I know they're playing together now. They're both playing called like the Cavalera Prophecy or Project or something.
Conspiracy.
Their theory, yeah. Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
yeah.
You know what? Here's the only thing that bugs me about that, and I should probably not talk too much into it, but the only thing that bugs me about it is Max Cavalier just talks a bunch of trash on him and says all they can do is
he does
be popular selling the songs that he wrote.
Right.
And all I can say is like, bro, most people are showing up at your shows to see you play Roots and to see you play, you know, all those same old songs too, you know? And so they were great songs. And yes, people are going to play to see them, but that's what they're coming to see.
Right.
You know, they're coming to see those songs. So,
yeah, I've seen him talk exactly about that. I've watched a bunch of interviews of him just because he's, you know, a super interesting, weird dude. You know, I'll watch his interviews sometimes, but I've just never dove into the music. But I definitely have. It seems like I've kept up on the beef a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's still there, man. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
So, nice. But yeah, so they're going to be calling it quits, and I got a chance to check them out with basically their current lineup. I think the one they did after Quadra, which Quadra was a real cool album. It's actually one of my favorites that they did in the post-Cavalera era. Not to discredit any other thing that they've done, but man, I thought that was a nice little thrashy album, and in my opinion, kind of brought them back to the roots. See what I did there?
Hey-o. Let's go.
But yeah. So, anyways, for all of those people out there, you know, Sepultura, go see them if you've never got to. You know, they do still have one original member left. I believe that's the bassist, or at least he might not have been founding, but he was like one of their original ones. And yeah, I mean, they're all great musicians, so check them out too.
Nice.
What else have you heard, Brandon?
Man, I can't think of anything right now.
I know.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, you guys, actually, so here was something that, and I'm going to have to look up the actual album, so bear with me one second. But a lot of people have been really digging this band, Tomb Mold. Have you guys heard of Tomb Mold?
Yeah.
I've been seeing them come up a whole bunch. And so I actually got a chance to check out, they released this album, The Enduring Spirit. And that came out on September 15th, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not a bad album. One of the things that stood out to me, I actually just gave it a listen because I kept seeing it come up on social media. And I was like, I need to check these guys out. I need to check them out. That album has some fretless bass in it, which I guess is now just the new thing. Like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, if I'm going to record some stuff, like I actually do want a fretless bass as well to record some things. Like that sounds
Man, it's
awesome.
got to be done right, though. It's got like you got to have that right, production on it. And it has to be at the right volume to me. A couple bands that put it out, and it's just been so loud that it's all you can hear on the entire album,
Right.
or maybe just me. And it's
Yeah.
albums that people absolutely loved, but it just I love it. I love it, but man, some people really overdo it. If the volume's on just a little bit too much, to me, it just it's detrimental. But I do love it if it's done right.
Agreed. I'm starting to think that if every band does it, maybe I should just keep playing my fretted bass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be cool
So-
again. You'll be the one that stands
Right.
out.
Everybody will be like, man, he just plays one of them old school basses. It's awesome, That's pretty funny. Well, so these guys are just death metal, no fancy genre, just some good old death metal. They've been around since 2015. Just throwing out a few things, but y'all should check them out. I've seen a lot of these end of year lists that show like the best metal albums of the year. And the ones that I'm usually looking at are a little bit more on the heavier end. What's actually kind of interesting though? On all of these lists, you'll see like Tomb Mold. You'll see Cattle Decap. You'll see Suffocation. And then you'll also see Metallica 72 Seasons.
yeah. That's funny.
So, which that was a good album too. I dug that one as well. But Tomb Mold was a band that I'd never heard before. I saw their album come up on a lot of lists of best album of the year, so I thought I would check them out. And they were usually listed higher than Cattle Decap, So I was like, well, I guess I'll check them out. And it's a cool album. I enjoyed it. I'm going to listen to it some more. I only got a chance to listen to it once, but the fact that I'm going to listen to it some more says that I liked it enough.
Well, good deal.
And
sweet.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
And the other band that I saw come up on these lists a lot. Sorry, I'm kind of stringing this out here, but it's making me think of new things too. But Frozen Soul. And Frozen Soul was on there with their album that they released this year. And I know we've got a chance to talk about them before Brandon got a chance to see them. And they're going to be the ones who are touring around with Cannibal Corpse and Amon Amarth, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That album for the Frozen Soul was Glacial Domination. So
yes.
Anyway,
check them out too.
Yeah, just a little recap. And actually, just because I like giving the information, those are dudes from Texas, like Brandon's already mentioned in one of the prior ones. And they formed around 2018, it looks like, and they are death metal.
Hell yeah.
So, everybody, thanks so much for listening. I think that's about all we have to talk about today. Good episode where we got to talk about a couple different albums. If you get a chance, check out the new Rotten Sound, Apocalypse, and like Brandon mentioned, go ahead and back up your time period a little bit and go check out the one they put out in like 2005. I think he said that was called Exit.
Yes, sir.
And also Kublai Kahn, or as I like to call him, Cobra Kai. And
Nice.
more than one album that they've got as well. We checked out Nomad. Greg loves it. Greg also recommends check out Absolute, which I'm going to be giving that one a listen to this week some. So we'll probably keep talking about them more and more and more.
Boom.
Thanks again. We appreciate you guys. Everybody out there, Metal Block over and out.
Later.
Till next time, blockheads.